of the old rugby, eh? Who wants to be their professional rugby player? It's probably in the forefront of a lot of people's minds, eh? But it's about conducting the action, eh, man? And sometimes, definitely when I do it myself, and it's a foreign behaviour to, some clubs, I guess. Not really. It's just sometimes the proper rugby ways get forgotten, and it's very important for people like us to just to remind you about them, eh? Well, because it's about that trust you're trying to build, eh? Knowing when your training starts, eh, man? Obviously, goes without say that you should be on fucking time, and it's about having respect for yourself on that one. So you display that respect through your actions towards your club, your management, coaching staff, and your teammates, eh? And allowing your club and pretty much everyone in your system to have the right to trust you, eh? You see, people can only acknowledge what they see, eh, man? You know, well, we can't see what's going on in your head, eh? So although you may have all the mean ass heart inside your head, if you're not displaying that through your actions, then very easily it can be missed and overlooked, and probably you find yourself misinterpreting a situation just because what's going on in your head, uh, and your reality of what you're doing may be two different things, eh, man? And very easily, when you find yourself doing that action, you actually put yourself in that two mind frames buzz, where you actually start choosing what type of character you want to be, just to suit your feelings right at that moment, eh? Staying true to your identity, amen. That's the real key. You don't need that motivation stuff, amen. You don't need that pick me up stuff. You don't need that pat on the back ones, eh? And you'll find it is funny once you stay hard to who you are, because a lot of people will give you those positive compliments, and especially when you know what you're about, it does come across as a bit weird, just because in some sense you're being selfish, in a sense, because you're just worried about yourself, and you're trying to build yourself, do everything positive for yourself, and it can come across as a bit selfish. But knowing that you do that action so that you can demonstrate that hey, you're a trustworthy person, you're the type of character that wants to earn a bit of a jersey one, so that you can go out there and just enjoy yourself, hey, because this is what you're about, hey, man. You're not here to be their normal cunt and fuck those ones, eh? But it's that demonstration of your actions, especially when it comes to training, eh, man. See, whatever the timing is, especially for the old Stu and definitely professional rugby players, eh, man. They're definitely there a whole lot earlier, eh? And if you pay attention to not just when our professionals play, but start looking at their program, eh, man. Most of them are there a couple of hours way before training, eh, man. Uh, you shouldn't really be warming up at training time, eh, man. You should be already fucking warmed up, ready to go, eh, man. Because it's about understanding that the coach has got to put you through the program for their training of that day, and he's not actually there to see if you're fucking warm, eh, man. Like, are you an adult, man? You know, we barely let our children get away with those ones, eh? Because we teach them properly. But it's funny, people forget that meant to be a mature adult. Mature adults don't need to be told what to fucking do, eh, man. A mature adult knows what they're fucking doing with their life. They get ready for that. Because if you're not ready for life, eh, man, then good luck trying to take up our game, just because you'll be in the wrong mind frame. Especially if you want to be a professional rugby player, eh? Those fellas don't muck around when it comes to their training. They have a deep respect for it, and fair enough. Especially the challenges they have to face. If you go in there with that poor fucking attitude and that body that you just haven't trained, it's never going to work out well for you, amen. And it's only in our game, there's nowhere to fucking hide, amen. Just because you can talk all that talk all fucking day, amen. But I think if you're honest with yourself, even at club level, amen, like you ain't going to get away with that shit, amen. And it's about that understanding of what you're actually fucking doing, because if you know that, and that's part of your identity, why the fuck are you fucking around, amen? Cut that shit out. To be a true professional rugby player, you've got to conduct yourself in that manner, eh? You see, it gets a bit confusing because it's not really about money, amen. If you go ask most of these fucking rugby players, they're probably like old Stu. They play the game because they love it so much that, just because they're fucking that awesome, that they put in that much fucking work, hey, their financial reward is just a byproduct of their fucking hard work and the awesome character that they are, amen. There is no other fucking way, and stop looking for those fucking shortcut ways, definitely when it comes to the training, amen. Professionals don't show up to their training, not warmed up, they're not there to muck, amen. You see, To me, it's all about attitude, amen, and having that respect for yourself to not muck yourself around, not waste your time. And it's very fucking rude to waste anybody else's time because when it comes to rugby, hey, and no matter what grade you are, no matter how old you are, right down to our children learning the game, amen. You know, we're not wasting anyone's time, amen, because it's very fucking rude, and it's a behaviour that definitely, it's not warranted in rugby, and it's never going to serve you, amen. Just because if you do want to be that professional rugby player, you got to act accordingly, eh? And you got to do that all the time, on and off the field, right down to the point where you've got to learn to go out of your way to acknowledge all the support that you get, amen. Deliberately acknowledge it too. Especially when you see people that have taken time out of their lives to come to the sideline to watch your game. Hey man, that's special, amen. And definitely has to be acknowledged that way because that's who you are, amen. That's what you are. The fans or supporters, on your that have come there to support you, and even if they haven't, even if they're going to support the other team, just the fact that they're part of our game, that's what makes them special. And that's the reason why you don't muck around and put in the work, eh? Yeah. Once you know, I was too careful, eh? Pretty mean.